Good morning. You Don't Know Jack is an important part of your day, loaded with vitamins, minerals, trivia, and trivia byproducts. So, how many people will be playing? One player? Good. Competition only slows down the game. Is this your first time on the ride? Well then, you won't be needing any more new instructions. It must be nice to know it all before you've even begun. Are you now, or have you ever been, a member of the Communist Party? Good, thank you. Remember to be all you can be. I'm so sorry to say that our time together is finally over. Enjoy your ride.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide. This episode of You Don't Know Jack, The Ride is sponsored by your local chapter of God-fearing, red-blooded, patriotic, commie-hating militias of America. Better dead than well-read. And now, here's your host, Schmitty.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Relax and think of it as the Pepsi Challenge. Well, it's no stealth bomber, but let's ride. Hit the buzzer for the value on. I'm calling this one Left Out in the Cold War. Now, the fun part. Based on the name of the U.S. policy toward the USSR's expansionism in the 1950s, what would you expect the U.S. to do to the Soviets? Hang them from a glass ceiling, push them through an open door, freeze them in an ice cube tray, or lure them into a Tupperware container? Hey, there's an open door. Careful it doesn't hit you in the ass on your way out. For the curious, here's the right answer. The U.S. plan to limit Soviet influence back in the 50s was called containment.
General, Plan A didn't work.
Damn, bring on Plan B, depleted Ziploc baggies. All right, buzz in. The category is the Common Cold War. Look no further, here's your question. If you were to wage a cold war against the common cold, on what would you be spying? Viruses, bacteria, toxins, or cold fairies?
Why does everything bad happen to me?
Okay, now here's a good answer. Colds are caused by viruses.
What's going on there, Agent 12?
How the hell should I know? I can't see them. Great, now I'm sick. Work that buzzer. There you go. Try this category. Better dull than red. Like it or not, it's question time. Which of these is not a dull fact about staunch anti-communist John Foster Dulles? He became vice president in 1959. He had 2 secretaries of state in his family. Oh, gosh, excuse me. He helped negotiate a treaty with Japan, or he wrote books about international relations. He never became a vice president. In 1959, he died.
I did no such thing.
Yes, you did, Mr. Dulles. Which doesn't necessarily preclude him from carrying out the duties of the job.
Are you implying the American political system is not the best in the world? Are you some kind of communist, young man?
No, sir, Mr. Dulles. No, sir.
Well, that's good. Did I mention my favorite color is gray?
No, you hadn't mentioned that.
It's true.
Oh. Buzz in for the buzz. That'll work. Try this category. I'm getting annoyed. You might want to take this opportunity to adjust that negative score of yours. If the domino theory applied to Domino's pizza delivery, which statement would be the most accurate? If pepperoni is free, sausage will cost extra. The more you like pizza, the less you eat it. If one is late, all pizzas will soon follow suit. Or Pizza Hut must not be allowed to deliver. Well, that'll look nice on the mantle. The domino theory held that should Vietnam fall to the communists, the rest of Southeast Asia would fall in 30 minutes or less. Slap your buzzer and we'll find out how much the next question's gonna be. Wow, big one this time. How about this category? Chilling Soviet leaders.
Did you know I like talking on the telephone?
No, Mr. Dulles. I hadn't heard that.
Communist.
Anyway, If you were to practice the Soviet policies of glasnost and perestroika on your refrigerator, what would you most likely do? Seal it off and kill all who approach it. Open it and reorganize it, sing about it constantly, or support it even though it doesn't exist. No, that would be a sorority policy. Should've picked this one. Glasnost means openness, perestroika means restructuring. These policies helped end the Cold War. Hey, and while you're in there, clean out those old Tupperware containers, will you? They smell like Bolshevik. Buzz in and tell me. Nice job. I got underwear cost me more than that. Your category is... That vitamin is the bomb. So, do you remember the B-2 or the stealth bomber, the undetectable craft that was our massive new weapon against the Soviets? Well, if the B-2 stealth bomber had the same properties as vitamin B2, what would be the best new name for it? The riboflavin bomber, the thiamine bomber, the niacin bomber, or the folic acid bomber? No, thiamine is vitamin B1, which would be, you know, half as good. Here's the one you didn't pick. Vitamin B2, it's also known as riboflavin, our first line of defense against the evil forces of respiratory problems. Buzz in and lock on to the highest value you can. Very nice. You want some trouble, my friend? You got it. Let's get into a dis or dat. Here's the category for your dis or dat. The Great Space Coaster Race. Now, I'm going to read off 7 space firsts, all right? And for each event, I want you to tell me if it's an American first or a Soviet first. Cash in for each one you get right, and you lose cash if you get one incorrect or don't get to it. You got 30 seconds to get all 7. Let the magic begin. First satellite to orbit the Earth. First dog in space. First man to orbit the Earth. First woman to orbit the Earth. First man to walk in space. First probe to reach another planet. First manned spacecraft to land the moon. Okay, so you dropped a couple. I've seen worse. Check out your score there, make sure everything's in order, and we're moving on. Hit that buzzer and grab the highest value. Coming at you. If trees organized a forest, would anybody hear? Hey, what's your deal? Do you like being in debt? Focus this time. If members of the John Birch Society decided to plant a society of birch trees, which of the following landscaping principles would they definitely not choose? A few trees get most of the soil's nutrients. All trees share the sun and soil equally. Birch trees are not placed near oaks or elms, or the tallest trees should be the happiest. The John Birch Society is a group of ultra-right-wing anti-communists, so they would hate the idea of trees sharing the soil equally. But I wouldn't worry about those John Birch people. Their bark is a lot worse than their bite. I want you to hit your buzzer. This category is corpses that sell out. Man, I don't know what sickens me more. The fact that Gorbachev did a fast food commercial, or that commercials are using dead stars like Fred Astaire and John Wayne to sell products. Suppose you see a commercial using the famous image of Nikita Khrushchev banging something on a table during his UN speech. Whose product is Nikita most likely endorsing? Nike, Purdue, Jack Daniels, or Starbucks? Back in 1960, Khrushchev got all bent out of shape in front of the UN, and he started banging his shoe on a table. It was great.
We will bury you with these very cool and comfortable shoes.
Hit that buzzer.
Bingo.
There was a comic with one catchphrase, and Smirnoff was his name-o. Y-A-K-O-B, Y-A-K-O-B, Y-A-K-O-B. Oh, what a country.
Welcome to Yakov, comrade. Remember to hit your buzzer when the first letter of the answer lights up. That's how you win the cash. If you get all 5 letters, you win the bonus. Okay, come on. Stoli Smirnoff Absolute. Cheers. Soviet spy agency. KGB. The hunt for red flame. Aye, aye. Going K-47. Hey! One more letter and the bonus is yours. Brezhnev, blank Chernenko. Karen's first name. Yuri Right. Right on. Yakov. That's it, my friend. Here's your current score. You feel good about that? Let's keep going. Hit the buzzer for the value on this one. This one's called Rockin' Over Russia. Check this out. Based on the class of spy plane he flew, what band would you have expected Francis Gary Powers to be listening to on his infamous mission over the Soviet Union? The Eagles, U2, the B-52s, or Led Zeppelin? Well, somebody won't be buying a Stairway to Heaven. You want to see what the smart money says? In 1960, the Soviet Union captured U.S. spy Francis Gary Powers after shooting down his, drumroll please, U-2 spy plane. And the worst part was that the U.S. government still didn't find what they were looking for. Work that buzzer to choose. Up next, our new ambassador to the UN, Bozo.
I don't like clowns. They scare me. I think I'll leave.
Oh, well, if you feel you have to. I'll see you, Mr. Dulles. Okay, so, if you want to become a clown and want your clown name to reflect your interest in treaty organizations the U.S. has been involved with, which of these should you not pick? ATO, NATO, CETO, or CENTO? Nope, CETO was the Southeast Asia Treaty Organization. It's also what clowns sit on when they ride those tiny little tricycles. I love that. Let me show you what I would have picked. ATO is a car. You know, those tiny little things you and 20 of your clown friends pile into and drive around in. All right, buzz in. Let's see if this clue cuts it for you. Yet another job for my fancy pants army knife, which of course I keep in my fancy pants. You missed just one! Can you imagine how exciting that would have been if somebody else were playing?
Is your home